So Jordan finally showed up. How'd you end up like this? You ain't camera.
Like
you ain't camera shy, are you?
No. Like this on the bike?
Yeah. How'd you end up like this? We ran into each other 2 days ago in Cherokee.
In Cherokee. Yeah. Yeah.
And they all left, and it was just you and me.
Yeah, just hanging out. It was good.
So how'd you end up like this?
4th of July is when I left from Vermont. That's where I'm from. Quit my job. Gave him plenty of notice. Quit my job end of June. Got out of my apartment end of June. Loaded up the bike. And day by day, just went out. First plan was Blue Ridge Mountains.
You got a house to go back to?
No. Yeah, it's right back here.
You mean that thing over there?
Yeah.
That's a coffin. He's a vampire living in a coffin. You see his fucking
airing
tent.
out right now.
You can't even jerk out from that thing.
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, I did. Went for Blue Ridge Mountains. I did that. Then I don't even. It's the 20th now, so I've been gone 16 days.
So you don't even know what you're doing? You don't have a house to go back to or a job?
No.
So we just run into each other in Cherokee, sitting there on a picnic table outside of some store. Or whatever we were.
Drinking a soda.
Yeah, drinking
Staying out of the
Cokes. And I
heat.
was like, hey, you want to go to Sturgis?
Ooh.
And now here he is.
Here I am.
He wanted to ride Route 66. But it's too hot. This time of year, it's just too hot to go down there, man. You will die. It's 130 in Death Valley.
Yeah, I had enough trouble today getting here, and I think it.
Oh,
I don't
you
think it even got
die
to 85,
down there,
so.
man.
Really? Oh yeah, you're in trouble.
He's
there.
from
Yeah.
Vermont.
I'm from Vermont. I like the cold, you know.
Polar bear.
I got the wool blanket.
Takes a bit to get used to the heat.
I've been in Arizona riding at 120 something for real.
Yeah, I think Route 66 by myself, not knowing what I'm doing, not a good idea. So.
Yeah, so he just happens to be runs into me. And I'm kind of a veteran, so.
Well, I mean, you're doing what I wanted to do. You know, I just I didn't have the courage to you know, do the side of the road stuff, find a place, settle down, and so I've been doing parks. You know, $40 a night, $60 a night, and that's
what I don't get, man. How did you afford that?
Can't do that forever, you know. So I'm so lucky I found you, and
we'll see. He might not be after I get us camped out in the middle of a storm or something.
You at least got me out away from Route 66, so I'm going back north.
Yeah, that's
now.
a bad idea right now.
I got to do exactly what I wanted to do on the trip. I made it to the bottom of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and here we are.
So it was an accident.
Accident.
I said to him, you know, there's a lot of guys who want to go on trips with me, but I don't travel that often. I stay places for a month, 2 months at a time. So you just caught me. If I could travel with myself now when I was new, it would have put me 10 years ahead of the game. Because I learned a lot of stuff the hard way. You know, trial and error.
I think we all have.
Yeah, anything you do, I guess, especially when you don't really have a lot of people that are ahead. Like, if you want to be a carpenter, you can have a carpenter show you how to build a house. But you want to do this, like, who are you going to ask?
Yeah.
You got to kind of work it out yourself.
Yeah, I mean, the only knowledge I took was just from doing the camping I do. I do a lot of primitive camping, and I've already learned a lot of things just on my own, but I'm excited about what you're going to teach me.
Well, we just see. I'm just going to go like I normally do and see what happens. But it's getting kind of late, so I kind of want to get going.
Look, you end up in Ohio, huh?
Yeah, I just wanted to come visit Al. He called me. He calls me out of the blue. I ain't talked to him in a couple of years. And I'm like, well, I could be kind of coming that way. And yeah, so it looks like we're going to hit the road tomorrow. Fucking Howie kept me up till 4 o'clock last night. I'm going to get some sleep tonight, man.
You know I'm a night owl. That's what our routine.
4 o'clock's a vampire. That ain't an owl. That's a vampire.
Yeah,
4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
She works at night, so she used to stay up all night anyway. So. Then I run the streets all night.
I'm going to have to try to get away from you tonight. I'm going to be out here with a broom. Shoot. Get out of here.
This little frame with that big ass motor.
That looks good.
I'm looking at Howie's.
96 cubic inch.
They call this a lowrider. It's one of them new Softails, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me get in there so I can get it in my picture, man.
Carbon on the exhaust cover.
So he had him put a 131-inch top end on it before he even picked it up. It's all right. So right here last night, it's idling. It's red. It's glowing red at night. Oh, that thing is hot, man.
Really?
Oh yeah. I've been on the cover of magazines and everything for
300,000.
They call me the Million Mile Man.
It looks good for 300,000.
The Million Mile Man.
Million Mile Man?
Yeah, he's full of shit. Maybe. You got one of them push button starters too, huh? You got one of them push buttons on the starter too. Yeah, I know that button quit working on mine a long time ago. It's a problem common to this starter.
No, that's a must having that on there.
Yeah, I know it is. You got to put that on yourself.
And
So these
then,
are Howie's bikes.
I've ran into people before that have issue, and I'll just drill a hole in the cover and give them a stick.
Yeah, push it.
The stick. I say you stick it in there and push it.
Yeah, it'll start. Yeah, it's broken here. Broken.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell it's all
Mine does that. What happens is one breaks and then, like the front one will break and then, the latch itself will bust and not be hooking up anymore, and then the weight, if you're carrying junk, will break the other one. Break the other one, and it'll rip it out of there because this one will still latch, right? But that one the latch will be broken.
Well, both of these, all that.
Mine's a busted up from that lots of times.
And then I just filled it in, and I didn't even have to
What'd
paint
you
it at
use?
the time. Just shit. What's that shit you use on the car to fix your car?
Fiberglass?
Yeah, I did that, and then I just
that shit.
and then I just took RTV, black RTV, and just
RTV'd it.
Squished, put it on there.
like,
Fucking
there it is,
flake,
get it
man.
out.
What a fucking
Yeah,
flake.
fiberglass
How'd you get the
and
blue
RTV.
on there? What's all that blue about?
Oh, spray painted that on, and then the tape. I went to AutoZone and got blue tape and just
Oh, that's blue tape, huh?
put it on there. And what's crazy, everything, the cruise control, everything on this bike works.
Still works, huh? Yeah. What is that? It's 96 inch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's
Started-
80 inch. I got the little one.
Yeah, this
Little
started
one,
out
too.
as an 88.
Started
and I
as
bumped it to
88.
a 96.
Mm.
Had 2 top ends on her.
2 top ends and 300,000 miles.
Yeah. Never did the bottom end. The flywheels
You
have
know,
never been touched.
there's some testimony for a twin cam. There, you know. Brought him in lasting that long. And he rides kind of hard. You ride kind of hard, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm on the highway, I'm usually 90, 100. That's where I like to stay at. But the one upgrade, though, I recommend for everybody. Go with that gear drive. Get rid of those adjusters on the twin cam.
Oh, did you do that to this?
Oh, yeah.
Because you were getting used adjusters and putting them in there, if I
That's
remember.
right.
I remember that.
I went through 4
You get
sets
the
of adjusters.
takeout
Yeah,
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get them for free. Because somebody do a swap, and then the guy at the shop would give them to him. He'd put them in his.
But that was you tearing into it all the time. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah,
Let me
pain
just
in the ass.
go with the gear drive, and I never had to go back in there since.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm running all kind of weird problems. You know, like you say, stuff wears out.
Yeah, man, when they high mileage, I worn shit out I never seen wore out before.
And it took me a while to figure it out. My oil pressure, when I would take off, it would drop.
What was it?
And then when I go up a hill, my oil pressure was dropping. I was like, what the fuck? And I went in and checked the oil pump and everything was good. And I was like, why is it dropping? It was my oil pan. It was worn out, so the oil was like, especially when I hit it hard, the oil was slinging back to the back.
What's it got? Something in the middle that
Yeah.
keeps it separate?
Yeah, they got little
Baffles in them.
Baffles?
Yeah.
and it worn out, so the oil wasn't staying where it was supposed to stay.
Wow.
It took me a minute to figure it
Oh,
out. Like,
that's a hard one to figure.
yeah, I was
That's-
like, what the fuck
that's
is
a
going
tough
on?
one,
And,
man.
and finally, I changed the
I've had
oil
some really
pan, and I
weird
was like,
stuff
that
like
was
that.
it. Fucking.
I've had some weird stuff like that too. Though mystery problems are the worst because at
Mhm.
least if you blow a hole in a piston, or at least you know what to fix.
Right,
If your
right.
charging system goes out, you know what you got to fix. But when you can't figure it out, nobody else can either.
Oh yeah. I took it places. No, I mean like. And they were like, well, it looks good. I was like, yeah, until
Yeah,
you
it
ride
looks
it and it's like take off and the oil pressure's
Oh,
dropping.
you know what? When a mystery problem, a shop can't never fix it. They don't have the time for it. I had a starter problem once. It took a month. And I had 2 things that had gone wrong at the same time, and they were given the wrong symptoms. And so nobody knew. And you know, I call up all my friends that work on bikes and ask them, and they'd tell me what they thought. You know what they tell me? When you get it figured out, let me know.
Right.
Because I run into this, I want to know what it is. You know,
I'm the
finally
same way.
it took two different guys. Finally, one guy knew something, and I got it figured out. And boy, it took a month though.
No.
I couldn't hardly get the bike to start.
Yeah, and you're so right.
I slept
like,
behind
everybody wants to know, like, when you
yeah.
figure it out, tell us.
Tell
I wanna,
us.
File that one.
I went
exactly.
to, yeah, and so I had to sleep where I could push start the bike just in case I couldn't sleep in the woods. I slept behind a VFW one night, and they had this little building with a little awning. I'm sleeping in the dark. This cop pulls in there, gets out, walks by. I'm like, all right. He walks right by me. He don't even notice. He walks right by me, takes a piss, gets back in his car, and leaves. He didn't even notice I was there. Yeah, I hear him taking a piss, and he gets never noticed me there. But I had to be there because they had a hill, you know. Finally, in Texas, there was a mechanic there. And he came out, and he knew something I didn't, and I was, wow. And he showed me. I won't bother you with the details. I do that too. I become big on testing stuff before I replace it, because once you can't figure it out, you start throwing parts, and then you just put in $100 part, and then didn't fix it, and you're like, that was money down the toilet.
Right, exactly.
I could have had a nice meal, you know, a few tanks of gas, you know.
Because I had problems with my ejectors on this one, and in San Diego, there was a place, a boat shop, and they had all the stuff to clean and test injectors. So I went there, like, hey man, can you check my injectors out? And he ran a test on them, and he said it was fucked up, but then he cleaned it all up and rebuilt it, and
at the boat place, huh?
yeah. So, and he hooked me up on that.
Oh,
one
it
big
reminds
time.
me, we're gonna call up Jody. I'm gonna tell him what you said about the pumps.
Oh yeah, the
About
Mustang.
the fuel pumps, the
Yep.
Mustang fuel pumps from the car.
And they fit
Mustang
perfect
car.
in
You don't
your
know
bike.
what year though.
No,
They're like
gotta
half
get
the
cranked
price.
up.
You'd have to take one in, I guess, to the auto parts, have them show you a Mustang one, match it up.
Nah, that and then like I say, the O2 sensors, mine come off a Volkswagen Rabbit.
Yeah, it's
And
the
those
same thing.
Yep, dirt cheap, half the price of what you'll pay at a Harley shop.
Volkswagen Rabbit. I'm gonna call up Jody and tell him this.
Hey, you talking about riding shoeless? I've actually seen pictures with you on the bike, buddy. I think it.
Have ya? It must be old pictures. I don't remember doing when I did that. Coming on in. Pretty good, pretty good. Inside, all good.
I'm gonna move forward a little more so.
Camping over there. Yeah, I think you're good, man.
That column.
Yeah. It's morning at the OK Corral. I bet it's going to get hot later.
Now, today's supposed to be nice.
Everybody's just drinking coffee.
I think it's gonna be nice today. Catch it on. Maybe as you're going
It's
west.
waking. What are you doing up so early, Howie?
It popped up. Hurry up, moving around. I think
I just woke up pretty early, which is a good idea.
I normally don't wake up this early.
Well, Howie's got the air compressor,
Well, I got a bunch of them in there.
and we all putting air in our tires. We got, I think, 1,250 miles to go.
Yep, just about.
About that.
Average. Yep.
Yeah, and I got a little problem. Let's take a look. Yeah. I don't see the screw. Doesn't even look like it's been in there that long. The head's not totally worn down.
Yep.
We keep an eye on that, huh?
200 more, we'll take it ice racing.
Put in a few more of those screws. I don't know if it goes all the way through, but I think it does because it was a little low this morning. We get by Auto Parts Store, I'm going to pick up a can of Fix-A-Flat, and I'm going to keep an eye on it and see what happens. We'll see. I ain't taking that fucking screw out, though, I tell you that much.
No. Looks good where it is right
Looks
now.
good. How you like that? Kind of adds some pizzazz. So I might die on this trip. We'll see if my guardian angels have what ideas they have about it. Fix-A-Flat usually fix a hole like that. So I'm gonna get to an auto parts store and let's get going.